Culture and Grey Eye, in association with the Tron, present Static.
Hello, I'm Jenny, the Artistic Director of Grey Eye Theatre Company, and I am Daryl Jackson. I've been involved in assisting sign language for the theatre company. I've done a play called Static. It's a new play which you'll be The deaf audience shouldn't expect a traditional interpreting style of an interpreter on the corner, and they shouldn't expect shadowing interpreting within the play. And they shouldn't expect a direct translation. Static is very different. It's different because it's from the perspective of a deaf character involved in a very hearing world. So it's his story from his perspective. So it's him discovering what's happening it's him discovering what happens. So if you're saying if the actor doesn't understand, we won't direct translation. Because the main character, who's called Chris, he himself is deaf. So we as deaf people, we understand the play from Chris's perspective. So I'll give you an example. So there's two hearing characters who are chatting away, and Chris watches, he's lip reading, and he may understand what's being said, or it may completely lose it. So he tells the story from his perspective of what he understands. So I'll give you another example. There's two actors talking about how Chris has died. And then Chris himself is trying to explain how he feels himself having died. So it's the same issue, but different narrative style. So you're going to have a hearing audience and a deaf audience. Are they going to see two different stories or the same story? Sometimes the stories they see will be different. There's a beautiful moment when the two women are talking about how to organise Chris's funeral. But at the back of the stage, Chris is having a flashback with his best friend Martin. And they had discussed about what music they'd love to have at the funeral. So it's very different energy, different ideas, different concepts. What that means is that the hearing people are going to be following the two hearing women, and the deaf people are going to be watching from the deaf. Are they going to realise that it's two different stories going on at the same time? It's not so different, it's not like two different stories, it's all the same context of the scenes that run parallel. So you follow Chris and his sister Julia. She signs, so she's taught her brother signing. So some of the story you can get from Julie's perspective as well.
Okay.
Before we watch it, have you got anything that you'd advise us to do? Before you go into theatre, read the synopsis. That gives you support in the understanding of the play and the style. And the second thing we'd say is don't sit in the front or the back. Try and find a place central. And that's the best view there. And you'll be able to get everything if you sit there, is that right? Yeah. Lovely, thank you.